problem.
All right, this is a display in the West Deptford Library, and this display has my father's Phillip Francis Nowlan, who created and wrote Buck Rogers. It's a display, an excellent display to have, and it was my son-in-law and daughter who has put this portion of the display together, and this is my wife Mary. This book here is the one that had the original story of Buck Rogers, Armageddon, 2419. And then from that, a comic strip was developed, and we called him Buck Rogers. And as you can see, these were some of the prints, prints that came to Dad before they would release them. So he would look these over, and if he was satisfied, that they would go ahead. If not, he would draw a little bit himself and show the artist how to do it. And this is a rocket pistol. Yeah, there you go. And, so Jean, you might want to talk more about
the rest of the display.
Yeah.
And you said there was another kind of pistol that the kids
used to ray gun.
A ray gun, but this is the rocket pistol.
Right.
Yeah. And my husband started a collection, and he goes on eBay and he has picked up a good number of items, and so some of those things are in this collection. The lunchbox, the Buck Rogers lunchbox, which was probably popular way after your dad wrote it. So Buck Rogers was popular for years. It started out as the comic strip and then went into books, books for little kids. What's this called? The Big Little Book. And I think my dad has another one. And these were popular with real little kids. And here's another book for children, Buck Rogers in the 20th Century. It's a little paperback book the kids could read. Back there's I guess, what do you call that? A model that you put together, you glue together of a Buck Rogers starfighter?
That's right, yes.
So there were a lot of toys and books that came out afterwards, even a golden book. Here's a little golden book about Buck Rogers. And there were all kinds of toys, even a Halloween costume. It's the Buck Rogers Halloween costume, which we tried to get our son to wear, and he didn't want any parts of. He wanted to be a Power Ranger because he was way past the time of Buck Rogers. And then this here is kind of neat. It's a note from Ray Bradbury, who's a science fiction writer, and he wrote, what were some of the books he wrote? Fahrenheit, 450, and a bunch of other science fiction books. And my husband went to a motivational speech that, through work, and Ray Bradbury was the speaker, and he was talking about how one of the things that inspired him as a kid was Buck Rogers. He had a big collection, and how important this collection was to him, and how this kind of shaped him in, kind of put him in the direction of being a science fiction writer. And so afterwards, my husband went up to him, and he was so surprised that a relative of Phillip Francis Nowlan was in the crowd, and he said that was my wife's grandfather. So he wrote to the grandchildren of Buck Rogers with love, Ray Bradbury. So that's we added that to our collection. And then this was a newspaper article on Buck Rogers, probably done after one of the moonwalks, don't you think, Dad?
Yes.
It seemed like every time somebody landed on the moon, the newspaper reporters would come around and ask to do an article about your father.
Yes.
And you tell them. I remember a newspaper reporter being in the house. I remember being a little kid.
Yes.
And them interviewing you, and Mom trying to keep us all quiet.
Right.
There were 6 of us, and we weren't very quiet, I don't think. But
Yeah, there's a copy of that will be over there, I think, later.
okay, that one. Yeah.
Containing that.
So. And
Yeah,
that's
Dad would have been very proud to see this, and how everybody in the interest in Buck Rogers. Almost everything is coming to being since he had it in his comic book.
I want to tell you, I remember this book.
You remember that book? And there were others like this one. Fits so right in my hand. It's so right. Okay, you got it.